Should I switch to keyboard and mouse? If you want to collapse. I don't think it hurts trying. Like, worst case scenario, you waste a week trying to learn keyboard and mouse, you know? You can always go back to controller, you're not going to forget. Get some clippers on...
Yeah, speaking of which, that needed to be.
And you say no.
Game 1, when we saw Queasy, Victor be below. This was like that critical moment that they needed to find attack. So for Peterbot, this is going to be his game 3 defining moment. Meanwhile, Adrian's Benno, 75 below. Talk about damage being exchanged on all sides here. Adrian ends up taking the bigger punishment from the high ground team. But on the low ground, you have Jace down here already setting up. So it's a bit of a scrappy fight unfolding.
Oh, what a daring play there for Benno. You called it scrappy. That was a perfect way to kind of phrase that one. They're just willing to fight for everything. Kind of flirting with that Storm Surge threshold above, below. You don't want it to activate. Aegis does find his way to get that elimination, but they don't jump tremendously above the threshold because Aegis took... Visuals and threats. Liam and Jace use that as an opportunity to just kind of sneak their way on out. They already had some scratches on them. They're going to put band-aids as soon as they get to the zone and try to get themselves as close to 200 effective shield and HP. But again, these Storm Surge struggles going down all around the lobby. Reed and Cooper, a whole different rotation this game than in the 2 prior. And you can see in how it's effective. No Cooper in this game. Reed struggling to get out of the box. And even if he does, he has to return back 116 below. And it looks like Storm Surge has activated as well. Big shot onto Boji. He's trying to climb his way up that ladder, but still 130 below.
All he has to do is get the Siphon here, and he actually has a fighting chance right now. These are his builds, but the Storm and the Surge are going to turn on here, and now you have to either pop the Chug or get the Siphon. You don't have a lot of time to work with. In the end, he misses the shot. Someone follows up behind him, but no, it's not going to be enough to stay alive. And what's crazy about that is as we called it out, Reed and Cooper were just rotating past Benno and Agers. They actually went to the Storm, and Cooper fell to the hands of Bugha, it seems, as he was flying to the safe zone. So super unfortunate. Quick turn of events for them. That's going to slow down their momentum. And remember, they were in 4th place here, basically tied with 3rd and 2nd. So now they're surely going to be set back.
And can you believe it all happened because a team is rotating in the water. They're not able to take their flotation device. They have to rotate on land, and that is what puts them below the damage threshold. Just goes to show, hey, that might be an important part of their overall strategy this weekend. But Peterbot, surprise attack coming from above. Poyo takes so much damage. They're above the threshold, but how far can they keep it that way, especially with Poyo taking damage and being forced outside of the zone. 5 tick per second towards the outside, so he is going to down the entire Chug Jug here.
Yeah, definitely. He doesn't really have another option. Meanwhile, Peterbot's already gone through all his shockwaves, gets caught there, and then loses the opportunity to actually shock himself too. This is just a world of trouble unfolding now. He's below the Surge. Great little find there, though, from Peterbot and Poyo to actually make the comps and get back together and shockwave their way through. I mean, if they manage to turn this around, that's going to be the key moment that you just watched unfold there. And that's one thing that professional players at the highest level like them will always do, is keep things interesting.
And you can see he's not being scarce with his materials. He knows he needs an elimination or a ton of damage to to kind of stay ahead in this game overall. 123. A couple of quick shots from Poyo are going to connect. They continue to climb up that Storm Surge ladder. I'm not sure their problems are over with just yet, but they did ease up on the tension so far. ARC and JoJo trying to come from behind zone. Curve and Higgs continue their domination here in the third game, finding more eliminations to help their own Storm Surge.
Meanwhile, Veno and Agers, they were at one point barely holding on, now flying ahead of the competition here. Already at 3 eliminations, they're making up lost time from that game 2 early falling. Still managing to maintain a very high amount of average eliminations here, but look at this. Find Seek there in the process. The full quick elimination, now they're up to 4, and a big refresh for them here. That's a much wanted material count, even a refresh on the shockwaves too. Taki solos to the side, Vert solo in front of them as well.
Taki is going to get found out from the backside. Higgs and Curve, even though they have to rotate themselves, they're using those quick seconds to pressure everybody towards the outside, force them to use materials, resources, anything to simply just stay alive. And while they have priority position, they immediately shockwave towards the front and do it yet again. Zone after zone.
Side of this one, Curve and Higgs watching it all come crashing down towards them. This is where they're picking up big eliminations. In the first moving, they had no elims. Now they're at 3, potentially counting.
Man, while they're just kind of smoothly sitting, getting elims, ruining games, Cold actually took down Poyo as Queasy and Victor V continue to climb up that ladder. Game after game, you know they're going to go up there, try to make a play for that high ground. You're seeing them kind of put a lot of pressure on towards that second height, so that way that team can no longer feel comfortable. But Higgs and Curve already rotated on out as Queasy, that second height, targeting yet again. Noxy Dash. There's so many players that could potentially try to fly their way up towards that high ground, so they got to keep their eyes peeled.
Yeah, we didn't really get to see this Storm Surge damage journey of Victor V and Queasy, but whatever they changed from game 1 is slowly and surely working more and more in their favor. Meanwhile, Ritual and Cold already at 4 eliminations here. This sleeper team, nothing too flashy just yet, but Cold normally has a highlight or 2 before the tournament's over. Meanwhile, Peterbot by himself here, clutching up, finding his way through a couple of points here. Not sure how early he lost his teammate, but he's going to be set down in 18th.
Yep, Storm Surge again being the problem for Peterbot and Poyo. Through 3 games, we need to see them kind of switch things up. But for Veno and Agers, honestly, it's just making it off of spawn is the only thing they need to do. This is honestly giving me feelings of Veno's domination in his major 1 win. If he can keep that up, we might be staring down a back-to-back opportunity. But Higgs has gone down. We said they have room for mistakes, but Curve, if he clutches up, will continue to hold on to the cushion they've built.
I mean, this is kind of crazy. They're already in the 200-point range, Higgs and Curve, and they're still earning points. Mind you, keep in mind they are barely earning anything, but this is going to continue to give them that huge gap. But Victor V and Queasy have such control over the lobby. Cold, Ritual have managed to stay their way into the storm a little too long. You can see they're very hurt. Meanwhile, F9 and Moneymaker, I keep talking about that quiet play style. They're a sleeper team. Here goes, though. Muzz, Rise fighting for the high ground here. Jacob, the side shot onto Queasy was a miss, but Rise manages to maintain control here.
Yeah, this is another team that's a huge threat, kind of coming together at the last possible moment, even during the play-ins, having a bad day 1, but since then, they have not looked back. They're trying to control the high ground. Victor V and Queasy, they're the ones forced to give it up, but Queasy is going to get dropped. Victor V scrambling around, trying to survive. No shield left, but he repositions with a shockwave. More than enough chug, but there's 0 time to actually use it, and 0 builds to stay alive. Victor V and Curve, for that matter, will both be eliminated.
Such a quick turn of events there, and I still see Josh working his way through the mid-ground. Seems like he might be solo, but Cold and Rich Ritual are the team finding momentum as their train is off on the tracks here to the races, doing very, very well for themselves. 7 eliminations now. Duo next door. They jump back into their box, and it's actually Josh who's kind of lurking about here. But here it goes. Into Acorn's box. They find Acorn, try to finish bolts, but it's not going to be enough. It's all up to Ritual now.
Yeah, he scrambles around, making sure to